Okay, it's another one of these. I need to do my usual test. Put that in there, and now let's resize the window. And there. Alright, that ought to do it. So no music yet, because yesterday I went and bought a lot of music. I'm sure I'm going to be explaining this soon in the stream, so I'm not going to go into... Go fuck yourself, dickhead! What a faggot. So, as I was saying, I'm getting music right now. I'm literally ripping it from the CD. Actually, not at this moment. I'm very particular about my music, and I need to make sure that all the music is correct. Shit. I need to click here and then there. Okay. Gotta make sure it's in the proper order. Mr. Nolan. That one I'll probably explain more on stream once more people are here, because this little note makes me happy, makes me a happy person. So of course I want to talk about it, but not right now. I'm trying to figure out this music situation. I'm assuming, James, you're only going to be here to harass me, and then you're going to disappear, as you usually do. So it was nice having you here. See you next time. Oops, no, by date modified. We want, yes, we want numbering, no extension, no renaming. Numbering needs to have a separation of an underscore, so it should be 1, 3, okay. Just like that, and rename. Reverse all changes, set to date, uh-oh. I think I just fucked something up. Have to remove the fucking stop it. Okay. Still in the proper order. Rename. Okay. Ta-da! Good. That one's done. I need to get the album art, but I'll get that later after we have the music playing. Listen to that crinkly goodness. It's ASMR in here now. Probably wasn't the most relaxing ASMR. But whatever. It's not an ASMR channel. Oh, this one's sealed tight. There's my toothpick. I'll use my toothpick to cut through the plastic. To gently poke through without damaging the contents inside. Shit! Okay, I didn't make a big enough poke. I need to poke it further in. And then there. That should work much better. Okay. It's so beautiful. So beautiful. I like that art. I wish that could be the art, but I want to find that cover more than this cover, probably. You obviously have no fucking clue what I'm talking about. I'll maybe show more of it eventually. Alright, let's put this one in. There we go. I need my headphones too. Not yet, since I'm not actually listening to the music. Open CD, rip. Sayonara. Ponytail. Let's see, what is the Romanji for the title? It is, let's move over here so I can see it. Momyu no ki no mukko kawa. It was released on April 27th, 2011, so 04. 201. There we go, April 27th, 2011. And genre is J-pop. And convert domo. Excuse me, domo. Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Domo, domo. Domo, domo. Thank you very much, Mr. Roboto, for doing the job. Nobody want to. Thank you very much, Mr. Roboto. I wanna thank you. Thank you, thank you. I'm a terrible singer. I'm burning some, or not burning, I'm ripping some music, so we have some tracks, but in the meantime it's just my voice and the crackling of the plastic that the CDs are wrapped in. What? How did that happen? What are you talking about? Where's my... Okay. Whatever you say, buddy. Let me get my headphones so we don't have an echo, because as soon as this disc is done burning... As soon as this disc is done burning, I can start the music. This is the last disc. Why do I keep saying burning? You know what I mean. Ripping. Throw all this plastic away. I got paid the other day! So, my favorite artist actually released a new CD, so I went to go pick it up. And while I was there, I was so fucking happy to fucking see that Tower Records, the place I usually go to pick up my CDs, they had in stock their really old shit. My favorite band's like really old shit, like their first CDs. And by really old shit, I mean it came out in 2011, so, you know, it's not really, really old, but, you know, it's 6 years old, so... So, I was like, fuck it, I got lots of money, so I'm just gonna buy all of it. I spent $110 yesterday on fucking music. Which, I know that makes it sound like I bought a shit ton of music, but actually, fucking everything is more expensive in Japan. So, like, their new CD, I think, cost close to $30. So, that's just to put that into perspective. Although, the cool thing is it came with a bonus CD and a sticker. Oh boy. And then the other ones cost around $25. I bought one, two, three, four CDs total. Okay, there we go. I need to open up I need to open it up in my bulk renaming tool. Sort by date modified, make sure it's in the correct order. It is not. Sort it again. Still not in the correct order. Okay. Let me open up chat too, so. A little of column A, a little of column B. I wish I hadn't just changed the size of the chat. Why did I do that? It's a little of column A, a little of column B. It's easy to convert it because, you know, a rough conversion, it's not accurate, but a pretty rough, easy conversion is that pretty much 1 yen equals 1 penny in US dollars. So it's really easy to do a quick conversion. Now, technically speaking, that's not true. I think 1 yen is about actually more than 2/3, maybe like 3/4 the value of a penny. So, you know, as you get higher, that disparity becomes bigger and bigger. But still, for, like I said, for quick, rough conversions, just saying the amount in dollars is pretty easy. It's easier to say that than to say, you know, 10,000 yen. I can just say $100. Shut up! Don't judge me! Why did I convert this one? I think all the rest got ripped. Yeah? Oh, no. That's weird. Why would it rip these out of order? Oh no. I think my software is fucking up. Let's reopen the bulk renaming tool. Yes, typically. Typically, I think of it in dollars. Yes, you are correct. So I guess more often I just think of money in dollars. I guess it's because I have a better understanding of what that value is since I grew up with it, you know? So, like, that value, $10 means more to me than 1,000 yen. Because I understand the value of $10. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know. I think my software doesn't like all the Japanese. I think that's what's fucking it up. There we go. Yeah, I just have to... So it's fine. It's just a bug, but it's not going to rename it that way, so that's okay. I've never had to give me this kind of trouble before. Okay, I think everything is now in order, so... Yes. Double check, because I don't want to accidentally rename these improperly. Okay, yep. Rename. There we go. Now that that's done, we can have some music. Check to make sure volumes are okay. And let's start with their very first release. Okay. There we go! Now I need to get the album art, but that's the bulk of it. Ah, shit! I just realized. Why does it do that? It's named backwards. What in the shit? Wait. What? 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 Hang on, I fucked something up. I fucked something up big time. Oh no, disaster has struck. Disaster has struck. Let's... Shit. Okay, let me not rely on Fubar and actually just open up this actual fucking album on the internet. And I will trust the official discography than what the fuck Fubar is saying, because Fubar is fucking wrong. I'll open up my fucking renaming tool and fix this shit. You're just gonna have to just bear with me. Bear with me. Okay. So it did it fucking backwards. That's what it did. So it should be the one that's been numbered 8 should be number 1. Should be number so this was fuck. This was actually correct, and then I fucked with it. So then this one needs to be 7. I mean, 7 need... Fuck. 7. Number 6 needs to be... I'm confused! Why did this happen? 5 is that one. 4 is that one. Wait. What? No. Okay, 1 is this one. Omoida. Omoide ga. Whatever. Number 2 is Sukoshi. Sukoshi. Maboroshi. Maboroshi is number 3. Yes. Number 4. Nezutto. Nezutto. This one. Yes. Aitayo mata. Okay. Sakaito. Maho. Mata ne. Bye bye. Mata ne. Bye bye. What a fucking English name. Kimi no kotoba. Yes. Okay. That should be the correct order. So it should be, do not increase the value. Start at, fuck, but it has those numbers already there. Remove. First number. There. Start at number 1. Increase by 1. Separate. No, I don't need any separation, because the... Okay. Rename. Did it rename it? It didn't. What is your problem? There. Okay. Let's try this again. That looks correct now. This doesn't sound like a very good intro song. Is that correct? That is. Alright. Well, there we go. Okay, that took more effort than I thought, but, it's done. Is Maho no Melody correct, too? Yes. Okay. Now I can find the album art. And you say there's 3 people here, but it only says there's 2. It's just me and you, buddy. Just me and you. Okay, so let's start with looking for PECF. PECF-1025. Images. Now, where did I get my image yesterday? It was from Billboard Japan. Let's go to, there it is. They usually have a large image of the cover. Yeah, or not. Or not. They have a fucking thumbnail and that's it. James is gone. He only comes in here to harass me and then he leaves. It's a little loud in my headphones. Well, fuck you, Billboard Japan. I thought you're gonna come through for me and have a nice high quality fucking cover art. This is why I want a fucking scanner, because I can never find the motherfucking cover art to any of this shit. I'd rather just scan it myself because I buy the actual album, so I have the art in hand. Especially when it gets to this older stuff too, right? Like, should I search by... Maybe I should try searching by the album name instead of the whatever. The number. Yeah, there we go. Amazon came up with a much higher quality. Saving the jazz. Ponytail. Cover. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm so proud of, well, all my newer music. Like, starting, like, before I moved to Japan, I didn't, like, take care of my music library this well, but because of the music player I used on my tablet, it shows all the cover arts in a tile, but because I didn't take care of it, I had, like, I don't know. I'm just fucking... I've become anal about how my music is set up. I started, like, applying all this information and stuff. Like, my fucking shit is thorough. But it's only recently, so there's still, like, a huge part of my library that is not as thoroughly kept up with. But, of all my newest acquirements since I moved, I have really been taking care of it, and I just want high quality cover art. And it's out there too, you know? It's not like it doesn't exist. It's just... okay, so I'm happy to say that, and I just checked this before the stream starts, so I could verify if I'm allowed to brag about this or not, and I can. So, yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. I do need to actually buy a new hard drive. So, when I went to Tower Records to go pick up their new album, and they also had their old stuff there, Sayonara Ponytail's old stuff, and I bought all of that, right? I pretty much bought them out, and now I can happily say I own every single one of their major releases. Now, I don't have some of their smaller releases, their anime releases. They had a Kill la Kill album and 2 Tsuritama albums. I only have one of the Tsuritama albums, and I don't have the Kill la Kill album. And then there's also, they did like a cover album, like they covered someone else's music. I don't know anything about it. I think it was the album released just after this album that we're listening to now, and this album we're listening to now is their first major release. So, yeah, it's pretty old and probably pretty difficult to find. So, so there's 4 pieces that I'm missing, but otherwise I have all of their major releases. Here's what I'm gonna do, because I only have the translated name for this album. Let's look up the album on Google, the album number, so I can get the Japanese name. ESCL-3777. And it is called, I think this is Maho no Melody. The Magic Melody. Either way, I don't know how to write it in Japanese. So, let's go to... Amazon's image is pretty small, but not terribly small. I guess it's acceptable. acceptable. Cover. Sounds so happy. I actually have never listened to it. What is this shit you're sending me? Is this the Kill la Kill one? Yeah. Let me pause. Let's go here. Yep, that's definitely Sayonara Ponytail. See, they had it at Tower Records. They had it for a while. They didn't have it when I went there just yesterday anymore. But they did have it for quite a long time. Because I used to go... I go to Tower Records a lot and see if they'd ever refresh their stock so I could, you know, see if they had the rest of Sayonara Ponytail stuff. And I'd always see the Kill la Kill album there, but it's expensive and it only has like 4 songs on it too. And I think one of those 4 songs is just an instrumental version of the song, and the other one is the TV version, so the 1 minute 32-second version. And it's like, I don't want to spend $20 for this shit, you know? Like, what a fucking ripoff. I would like to have it in my collection, but I don't want to spend that kind of money on such a... I'm not fucking streaming anything but music right now, buddy. I'm just talking. Welcome back. I went music shopping yesterday, and I'm trying to update my library now with the information of all the CDs I bought. So I need to add ESCL-3777. There we go. Well, see, the Suritama one, or at least the Suritama CD that I bought, it seemed, it was about the same price as the Kill la Kill one, but it came with 2 discs. The first disc was just the anime single for the closing theme, and it also came with a couple of extra songs on there too that didn't get released on their albums. And then the second disc that came with it was like a bunch of remixes of music from their other music from their other albums. So it seemed like a much better value proposition, you know? It was about the length of a normal album release. Even though it was 2 discs, it was still only about 12 songs. But still, for, you know, compared, since music is expensive here, that $20 seemed appropriate for that. I don't have any Miku posters, and my mom has all of my Miku figures to protect them from you. I cannot speak Japanese very much. I can understand some of it, though, a little bit. I'm not gonna say, like, I can understand anime, I can just sit there and watch it without subtitles. No, I can't do that. But typically, when people are addressing me, when they're talking to me, and they're asking, if they're asking questions or anything like that, typically I know enough words, and as long as I understand the context of what they are saying, between the words I know and the context that's already understood, I can usually understand what they're saying, but I can't reply. Oh, I forgot I have the Miku canvas art. Well, I mean, navigating is easy because practically every place has everything labeled in Japanese, English, Chinese, and Korean, so it doesn't matter where you're from as long as you're from either an English-speaking territory or one of the Asian territories. Most people can navigate here just fine. As far as doing stuff, in general, it's broken Japanese and no translator, just broken Japanese and a mix of some English, because every Japanese person has learned English at some point in their life because it is a requirement at their school. That doesn't mean they're good at it, and they've probably forgotten most of it, just like me, you know. In America, you're required to learn one language, but you only take it for 2 years and then you forget about it, but you might still remember a few words from it, so... because Japanese is weird, when you say you want like a number of objects or something, you don't say ichi ni san yon go. You don't say like that. You don't say ni chicken. You know. It actually changes the word to futatsu. So, but I actually only know futatsu. That's the only one I know when I'm saying I want something. I only know futatsu, so I can only say I want 2. And if I don't know the word for a number of items for anything else, like 1, or if it's just 1, I just say kore, and then they typically assume just 1. But if I want 3 or more, I'll just say the number in English, you know, 3, 4. They know the numbers in English. Well, kind of, yes, and kind of not, because first, second, third is counting order, right? While in Japanese we're counting number of items. But on the other hand, we do kind of have words like that in English. And it's not as common. I mean, it's very prevalent in Japanese, but in English we do have a little bit of it if you think of the number of different words we use for 2. We have or a 2 or more. We have a couple, a pair, or we have a few. But see, in English, we only have like words for that for 2, and then we have a few for like 3 or more, but less than 10, right? With Japanese, there's a word for all the way up through all the numbers. Because you just apply the tots to the whatever the first one is. So like, I think 1, 2, and 3, actually 4, because as far as I'm aware, Japanese actually counts in 4s, so rather than going through 3, it's probably going to go up to 4. It changes the actual number word. But then after that, like, I'm assuming, I may be wrong about this, but I'm assuming, like, past 4 is just gotats, roktats, right? Alright, now I don't have a phone. I got paid, though! I can finally fucking set this shit up, but I gotta get a fucking bank account, and Japan doesn't fucking make it easy to get a bank account. For foreigners, that is. I mean, if you're a Japanese national, then it's no problem, but foreigners can't fucking open up a bank account whenever they want. Yeah. And I actually asked about that, because, you know, you have futari. Futari is 2 people, right? You don't say, I don't know what people is in Japanese, but you don't say ni people, you say futari, right? And I actually asked, like, why is this? Because it just makes it so fucking confusing, you know? And the thing is that their current counting system is a more modernized system of counting, but just like English, you know, their language has transformed a lot over the years, and that stems from, like, their traditional Japanese, and it never changed. I guess people were more comfortable using that. Now, to get a more in-depth explanation beyond that it's traditional and they just do it because that's just how it's been, I couldn't give you. No one could give me that answer. Not even the Japanese teacher at the school could tell me why that is. Because they're like, she said, I don't know why we do it. It's just, I grew up, you know, saying these words, so it's just what I say. And I don't know. To me, actually, like, I was, like, stressing out about this. Like, I don't get it. I don't get why, you know, we use this word for people, and we use this word for objects, and this word, but it's all 2, right? Like, why? I don't fucking get it. And then when she told me this, it's like, it didn't answer my question, but at the same time, like, I don't know. It kind of, like, it didn't bother me anymore. Like, it just makes sense. It doesn't make sense, but... And that's why it makes sense, is it doesn't make sense, so don't fucking worry about it. That's the answer. The thing is if you say the wrong word, you're still counting objects, right? And although it makes more sense in Japanese to say the proper word, that doesn't mean you're wrong for saying 2. They know what you're saying. For the longest time, before I even learned about futats, I just said ni, and they knew what I was talking about. I mean, they might have to double check. They, you know, hold up 2 on their finger just to double check that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, they know what I'm talking about. I mean, like my kids, you know, when we're saying the date, actually, I guess here's another example of us changing numbers. When we're saying the date, you know, they'll say it's the 5th day instead of the 5th day or the 3rd day, you know? No, actually, yeah, we already talked about order. We changed the word for order. They don't say 5th, 6th, 7th. Sometimes they'll just say 6th, 7th, 8th day. I know what the fuck they're saying. Duh. Now, to be fair, I'm sure somewhere lost in some tome, some lost codex of the Japanese language, there is an explanation for why it is this way, why they count that way. But at this point, it's just the people just count that way. And that's the way they've learned to do it all their lives, and so that's just how they do it. Yep, I don't think anyone cares about my streams. My poor streams are just forgotten about. I think my last stream was pretty empty too. And I think the stream before that was also pretty empty. $794 subscribers and no one cares. I don't know how I feel about... I keep trying to write reviews, I get like 2 paragraphs in, and then I'm not feeling it, you know? And I try to use the same motivation I typically use to motivate myself to write when I don't feel like writing for my book, but it's not the same, you know? It just doesn't work the same. I actually, in fact, today I started the script for another review, but I don't know how far it's gonna go. So if you're curious, I have 3 scripts lying here, and I have no idea which one it is I'm gonna fucking do. There's one for a game called Rabby Ribby that I really enjoyed, and I thought about reviewing it. I recorded a bunch of footage of the game, but actually with that one, I didn't know how to fucking review it, to be honest, because I don't review games, so it's gonna be kind of out of left field. It's gonna be kind of out of left field for me. So I kind of gave up on writing that review. How far did I get? 2 paragraphs. And then I tried I tried reviewing fucking Miss fucking Kobayashi fucking Meme Dragon, and I got 4 long paragraphs into it. Except the second paragraph is basically making the exact same point as the fourth paragraph is making the exact same point as the third paragraph, but just reworded, which kind of just means I could cut that out. And then another script I have is for, I don't even know the name of it because it's a long, stupid name. Let's see, where is it? Denpa Ona to Seishun Otoko. And I have 2 paragraphs. And who knows, maybe I'll have another fucking script next week. Does she? Oh no, I can't check. Where's fucking OBS? I think they all kind of have a pretty wide thigh gap. Because even Lily does too. It's probably harder to tell with Quill, since he has pants on. I don't know where you're seeing this number. I don't see 6 on my end. Oh no, now it says 5 for me. Well, these are just character designs anyways. They are only there to tell whoever... They're only there to tell the artist, whoever my final artist is gonna be, what these characters look like. It's a book I've been writing for 3 years. Been writing it long before I even started doing YouTube seriously. Again, for the, 4th time. Because if you didn't know, I've been doing YouTube for a really, really long time, but I've been doing a bunch of different things with starts and stops on how serious I take it. It probably is garbage. I don't fucking know. No one fucking wants to read it, so I assume it's garbage. A long ass time ago, I offered people of my stream to actually read part of what I'd written, and everyone was like, "Yeah, I'd like to read it." And then, so I gave them a copy of what I had written, and then I'd ask them, "Did you read it?" And they'd be like, "No, not yet." And then I'd ask them, "Did you read it?" "No, not yet." Then I'd ask them, "Did you read it?" "No, not yet." And then I stopped asking them because they were obviously not interested. Holy shit. I didn't know you came here because of that. Man, you have been here for a long-ass motherfucking time, then. Let's go back to my videos. I still have that review, it's just set to private, so you can't see the original, but you can still see the archive up on my second channel. I uploaded the original Black Desert review on August 25th, 2015. So would you look at that? I've been doing YouTube seriously for almost 2 years now, which is probably the longest I've ever actually done it consistently. I'd usually only do it for a few months seriously and then give up on it in the past. But you're not one of my original 100 subscribers from way back in the day when I used to do sweet Halo 3 machinima. Where's James? James used to help me make those. James, come back. Let's talk about my really fucking bad machinima. I guess he doesn't want to talk about it. It is a dark time of our past. It's pretty bad. I think I've shown it on stream one time before. Were you available for that? Fine, you go play your fucking game. I want to see if I can... I recently installed Oblivion. And a bunch of mods, and I want to see if I can actually get it to run while I stream. I don't think I can because all the mods I added makes it run kind of like poo. But it looks like a game developed in the modern era now, instead of back in 2006, 7? I don't remember when it released. March 2006. Maybe that's what I should do. Maybe I should fucking... Since that seems to be a mildly popular thing going around now, is YouTubers reacting to their old stuff. Oh no, my stream died. And it died on my end. I don't think it died for everyone else. Just on my end. Maybe that's what I should do, to tie people over in the meantime while I fucking figure out what the fuck I want to review. Is I should just react to my old fucking machinimas. They're bad. They're so bad. I think that would be more fun if I had a friend, though. I don't think I should be the only one commentating over it. I need someone else to be there to bounce commentary off of. So, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and pause the music. Minimize this. And let's do monitor capture. I'm going to lower the volume down. Hopefully it's not going to be too loud. Maybe at around 23%. And I need to get my tablet, which might be dead because I haven't used it in fucking ages. Here's all my fucking old shit right here. I even called the folder really bad old videos. Just so I can remember. It's really bad. Go here. Go to Steam. Steam Apps, Common, Oblivion, Mopey, Rybash. Ooh, my tablet is about to die, but it's still alive. So I should probably get the charger to make sure it doesn't die while I'm streaming. That would be a good idea. Let's close that tab. See if it can connect to the chat right now without me having to actually navigate. Nope. Nope. I need to navigate to the live stream on my tablet. Pop out the chat. Man, it would be nice to have 2 computer monitors again. I miss those days. I could just have the chat on the other screen while I have a full screen object on this screen. Oh, my tablet is running slow because it's trying to update my email and my Skype and fucking everything that I wish would not start up with my fucking tablet, and I thought I turned off because I don't like shit starting up with my devices. Okay, there we go. Now I have it open so I can read it. I need to grab the charger though before it dies. Hang on a second. I think I have a cable for it over here. Nope. Alright, never mind. I have a longer cable somewhere, but I guess I'll just have to use this really short one. Really, really short. Still has enough length, though, that it shouldn't cause any problems. There we go. Now it shouldn't die. And I'm actually worried that the volume might be too loud, so I'm actually going to lower it down to like 18. And 70. That's probably good. Launch! Let's see how well this works, or if it's gonna be awful. And I also have to make sure that it's actually capturing the screen, or it might just be black. I don't know. I think it's just black. Having some issues here. I think it's just black. It is just black. Alright. Oblivion doesn't like it when I alt-tab. Yeah. Yep. Oblivion doesn't like it when I alt-tab out, so I might have to restart the game. But I can at least set OBS to game capture. Move down, and properties, this one needs to be Oblivion. Okay, still is black. Also the audio, yeah, it is because Oblivion is black. It doesn't like it when I alt-tab out, so I'm going to need to relaunch the game. Right. Can I fix this? Okay, yeah, that's fine. Alright. Let's try this again. Before I load the game, let's see if it actually appears. I don't think it's actually going to show up. I mean, I know there's a delay. Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. It did show up. Awesome. So, since there's the delay, you're gonna watch me sit in that menu for a while. I forgot I was doing some sexy armor shopping. Because that's just what Oblivion is good at, is sexy armor shopping, because the mod scene just went crazy for sexy armor. Unrealistic, just purely sex appeal armor. I think my pseudo Ghost in the Shell armor here is good enough. Now we can look at Oblivion in all its glory. Or, you know, you never know. The game could crash too. It does have a tendency to do that. Ah, it's kind of dark. Well, it seems to be running just fine while I'm streaming. Kind of. Okay, so not the best frame rate. Is there an inn around here that's not going to start a quest? I don't know if there is. Because this inn over here, the boat, actually starts a quest, and I don't want to start that quest. Is it because it's late? Yes, it's 9. So I'll have to go find an inn. I mean, there's one thing you could tell. I mean, even the night looks considerably better. Yeah. Can't see my keyboard. Is this way? Talos Plaza. Is there an inn in the Talos Plaza? I know there's not one in the Arboretum. There are 2 in the Elven Garden District. I know that. You don't know anything about this game. Man, this was the shit when the fucking 360 first came out, pretty much. I mean, this game looked like asshole back then.
What is it, citizen?
Actually, it had a very unique style to it. I shouldn't say it looked like asshole. It doesn't look good, but at the same time, it still has a style of itself that holds up better than some games of that time. I'm not saying it looks good, just like I said, just better than some games of that time.
Speak.
However, thanks to its great modding scene, it is, of course, I have now made it a considerably better game.
To the Tiber Septim Hotel. I am Augusta Aledia, your hostess.
I just need a bed.
Why, yes. Excellent.
Excellent. I'm sure you've played Skyrim, though, of course, right? Okay, if there is one problem I do have, is that some of the mods have made it too dark. Now, it's possible to fix this, I just haven't. I've been so excited about just playing the game that I haven't gone into the files to fucking... the any files to adjust brightness. Okay, that's not my bed. At the very least... Oh, yeah. At the very least, if you haven't played Skyrim, I'm sure you've heard of Skyrim. And this is the Elder Scrolls game before Skyrim came out. Man, you're missing out. Skyrim, I think, is much better. First of all, just vanilla without mods, Skyrim is a much better game to play. With Oblivion, it's so old, and before Oblivion was Morrowind, where it still held on to its Dungeons and Dragons roots pretty strongly. Like, it had a lot of dice rolls and stuff. Dice rolls that didn't translate too well into a third-person, real-time game, right? Like, maybe turn-based dice rolls are fine, but in real-time like this, real-time combat, dice rolls are not fun. Anyways, point is in Oblivion, they are still kind of figuring out that transition away from their influence of Dungeons and Dragons. So, combat is not great. You have to mod that. The difficulty itself is also not great. You kind of need to mod that. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be done to this game, I think, to bring it up to modern standards as far as making it playable today. You know, Skyrim is a lot better without mods. I think it's better with mods. It's definitely better with mods, way better with mods. But if you've never played Skyrim before and you don't want to try getting, or if you haven't played any of the Elder Scrolls games before and you just want to try getting into them the easiest without having to do a lot of mod work, then I definitely think Skyrim's the best place to start. Now, here we go. This game was released in 2006, and with the power of mods, it kind of looks like it actually belongs in the era of 2017. Yay! And as you can see, my frame counter, I'm not sure if you can see it. I think you can see it. My frames are fucking awful. 25 frames right now. 21. The game itself doesn't run too great even when I'm not streaming, but because I'm streaming, it's making it run pretty poo right now.
Get your black horse courier here.
So I mean, there's a lot of mods that fix everything, community patches, yeah, there's definitely that. There's, I mean, for all of the Elder Scrolls games that have had modding support, so that's Morrowind, Elder Scrolls 3, Oblivion, this one that I'm playing, number 4, and Skyrim, they all have what's called the unofficial patch, which patches a lot of bugs with the game. It doesn't add anything new unless it was meant to be there and was forgotten to be added. But just in general makes the game perform better and perform like it should. While, as we can see, my shield clips through my face, but that's due to the mods, actually. Especially with this game. So, I mean, if you don't want the graphics and all that, I think it'd probably actually be pretty easy to set up. I think as far as gameplay enhancements goes, I actually don't have a lot. I have a mod called I don't know how familiar you are with modding, because, I mean, modding is not unique to just, you know, the Elder Scrolls games. Modding has been around for a long time, right? So, I don't know how familiar you are, but there are mods called overhaul mods, which does exactly what it sounds like. It kind of overhauls the entire game systems. Yeah. I'm stuck. Alright. I'll fight you in my rock. You can't get me here in my rock. Okay, you can. So I just have an overhaul mod that kind of changes enemy behavior, loot that's found. Oh, there we go. Got out of my rock. Yes, sorry. The name of the franchise is The Elder Scrolls. And then the subtitles are Morrowind for number 3, Oblivion for number 4, and Skyrim for number 5. And then, yeah, and then there's Elder Scrolls Online. So anyways, I have an overhaul mod that adjusts enemy behavior, loot, and just basically the basic game systems. It overhauls all of them to behave differently, and it really ups the difficulty of the game a lot. Like, I have died so fucking much in this game. Yeah, why are there... Oh god. Yeah, speaking of. And then after that I also installed a combat mod that just makes combat a little more visceral. Changes the way the combat works. And then besides that, I also installed this experience system, because the way the game's progression system works in vanilla without the mods, I don't really like. Basically, skills level up individually, and after you level so many skills up, you can progress your character's total level. So like, after you level up your sword skill and your blocking skill, you can then level up your character. Instead, now you just get global experience. That's the mod that I have. There's just a global experience, like a more traditional RPG. Okay. Oh wow, these guys are tough. Alright, here's what we're gonna do. I have a solution. Come here quickly before I run out. Oh. Oh, this is not gonna work. Ah! The combat mod and overhaul combined together have made it slightly kind of Dark Souls-esque. You don't have a light and heavy attack. You have a regular attack, and then you have a power attack. But you can't really, like... You can't really combo them together. And now this is actually in default Oblivion, like vanilla Oblivion, is like... Your power attack is you have a standing power attack, you have a forward power attack, you have a backwards power attack, and then you have a left or right power attack. Alright, so I guess I could go around the wolves, but I feel like that's giving up on the challenge. I don't want to give up on the challenge. I can take them. I can do this. I think I just... So this skill that summons the 2 light swords drains my fatigue, the green bar. And as the green bar... Once the green bar runs out, then I can't... I can't use them anymore. So I need to summon them right as combat starts, and my useless fucking skeleton that I summon needs to distract them. Alright. Come here, doggos. I should have summoned. Okay, that's 2. I thought there were 3. There's... Oh god, there's 2 more. I'm gonna let this go ahead and drain the rest of my... No, doesn't want to drain. Oh, that's funny. Okay. I just noticed, so your fatigue, the green bar, regenerates slower when you're moving. So if I'm standing still, the speed at which those swords drain my fatigue is the same speed at which my fatigue restores if I'm standing still. So, effectively, if I stand still, I can hold them forever, except attacks use fatigue, so I can't do that. Okay. Let's drop a save. Get my protection on. Use my useless skeleton. Draw my swords. Wow, they're only level 8? That's like the same level as me, I think. Okay. That did it. I'll have my shield back and my sword. Okay, I can't equip it yet until this disappears. By the way, this mod right here, the light sword, the swords themselves are not mine. I didn't make them. However, its behavior to be summoned is mine. I created that behavior. And I am not great at creating mods. In fact, I'm quite awful at it. So its behavior does not function the way I wish it could, but I honestly don't know enough about modding to actually make it behave the way I wish. I wish I could make it a toggleable kind of switch, like you could turn it on, use it, and then not have to wait until it drains all the fatigue. You know, like you could turn it off at any time by maybe like casting the spell again. But I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do that. This is the best of my modding knowledge, to just create it so that way when I cast the spell, it'll drain my fatigue and then remove the items when I run out of fatigue. And that's the best I can do. And unfortunately, the mod creators for this game have kind of died down a lot since mostly everyone has moved on to modding Skyrim. So getting help on figuring out how to create mods for this game is practically impossible. Let's see, where do I want to go? So I have a quest over here. This is actually what I was working on, but it was too difficult, so I decided to go ahead and leave Kvatch. Oh! I know what I want to do. Since I'm nearby, I actually want to go do that quest. No, because I don't want to get locked out there, and if it's too difficult for me, then that would suck. So instead, so there's the Mages Guild, but to join the main Mages Guild, which I believe is this building here, you must get a recommendation from the individual chapters across the land, which actually is interesting from a lore perspective, but is tedious from a fucking gameplay perspective, especially when you have to do this every single goddamn time you want to join the Mages Guild. So, I've gotten recommendations from Coral, Skingrad, and Anvil. So now I should go to Shadenhall. I'm not going to go to Bruma because it can. It can. There is fast traveling. I don't like fast traveling. The Bruma quest actually destroys the guild. This is what happens when you've played the game for so long. I know the quest destroys the guild hall in Bruma when you complete it. So I'm not going to do Bruma yet, so I'm going to go to Shadenhall. There's also horses to get around faster. Ooh, yeah, that 18 frames per second. You also... Oblivion was... There's also the speed stat, which does exactly what it sounds. It just increases your speed. And, honestly, I've never liked it, because after a certain point, it just speeds up your running animation, and it just looks silly. It really does, and I never liked it. One of the things in the game as well is that heavy armor makes your character move slower, so my character also is moving slower than normal. Once I level up my heavy armor skill enough, heavy armor's weight no longer affects my speed, so I should be able to move normally. And so, while it would be a temporary fix to want to increase my speed in the meantime, so that way I can move faster, once heavy armor is no longer affecting my speed, if I kept leveling up my speed stat to make up for the decreased speed, then once it's no longer decreased, then I'd have the ridiculous running animation because my speed would be so high. I don't like how the game handles speed. Yeah, we can see there's some blinking in and out. Again, this just comes down to the mods. I don't know, it's a fun, immersive experience. That sounded trite as hell because that's like the marketing spiel that fucking marketing companies give you, PR companies. An immersive gaming experience. But I don't know, especially with all these mods, like the draw distance has been fixed. That's like the biggest update, like the draw distance in this game. It had a reasonable draw distance in the vanilla game, but starting at, so I'm going to put my crosshair, I don't know if you can see my crosshair in the stream since I'm streaming at 720p, but my tiny little crosshair, like where that road is in vanilla game is about where the fog started. Maybe a little bit before, like maybe down there or something. So it had a reasonable draw distance in the original game. But the mods that I've had it added higher detailed distant land, so this looks much nicer, and the draw distance itself is 2 times as far, so yeah, and that's probably why some of this blinking is happening in the distance, is because the game was not designed to draw objects that far away. But still, with this added draw distance, I don't know, it's just so pleasant just to walk around, run around, nearly die in every fucking enemy encounter that I come across. Mind you, like I said, that's because of the difficulty mods that I added to the game. This game is, without the mods that I added for the difficulty, it is stupidly easy. Very, very easy. Okay, that encounter was nothing. That was not a threat. Sounds like there's more. Yes. Okay. Well, that's that. So see, here, oh, well, just went down, just as I pointed to. But I'm getting 64 frames sometimes, and then 42 frames the other times. It's weird that it's always somewhere between 64 and 42. I don't trust this frame counter very much. This is a frame counter built into the game, and I don't know how well I trust it. Especially because it just jumped up to 128 frames per second there for a second. And it shouldn't do that because the frame rate is locked at 68 frames per second, so it should never go higher than 68. And the fact that it tends to linger around 64 frames per second instead of 68 frames per second is also weird. And if you're wondering why 68 frames instead of 60, that's because my computer monitor I have is the first time I've ever tried overclocking a computer monitor, and so I tried overclocking it, and the best I could manage out of overclocking my computer monitor was 68 hertz, up from its 60 hertz refresh rate. So I got 8 frames more per second. Oh boy! Ah, mountain lion. Okay. Well, thanks for joining, little Eevee. I might be streaming a little bit longer, probably just by myself, because I think you're the last person in here. But I'm having fun, so see you later! I guess on the other hand, too, I also can upload the archive. But now I guess the archive is just going to be me and you, archive watchers. Just me and you. So we can go up here on top of this hill and look across this new fantastic draw distance. Let's find a nice spot. All's well that ends well. Okay, we get some, still have some blinking, but yeah, quite lovely. Also slowly going down this hill. Is there a way back up? Yes. Yeah, this is quite lovely indeed. I just noticed it's getting late here. Is my character pissed off? She looks pissed off. Is there an inn here at Ayleswell? Yes. Since it's getting late, guess I should have gone around that way. Oh! Glad you like the scenery. The scenery is nice. Thank you for joining. And just so you know, the Steam Summer Sale is coming up. You could probably pick this game up or Skyrim for dirt cheap.
Excuse me.
What?
We have a small problem that we hope you can help us with. You may be wondering why you can't see me. We are all wondering the same thing. Everyone in Ayleswell suddenly became invisible several weeks ago. It was sort of fun at first, but the novelty has definitely worn off now. You can imagine how difficult it is to run an inn while invisible. Once you get a reputation as a haunted inn, you can just forget about it. So we've all been keeping quiet, hoping the spell will wear off. But we're running out of patience. We're sure it was Ankatar's doing, but we can't find him. If you can help us, we will be extremely grateful. He's a wizard who took up residence in the ruins of Fort Caractacus a couple of years ago. He's caused us no end of trouble with his magical experiments, but nothing as bad as this. We've tried to find him, but had no luck. If he's still living in the fort, he's hiding from us, and no wonder. If you could find him and get him to remove this cursed invisibility, we will all be in your debt.
I remember this quest now. It makes me wonder if he'll let me stay at the inn while he's invisible. Or if I need to complete the quest first to be able to stay at the inn. Because I really don't want to...
Hi there. Only thing worse than an
Leave
ogre
me
is two
alone.
ogres. Tough bastards.
Sometimes
Yeah, I don't think I want to...
well met. Oh, really?
Really? Have you heard any...
Have you talked to... Be seeing you.
I don't want to go wander around in the dark. Because as you can see, the game gets a little too dark sometimes. Yeah, it's not gonna let me... I know you're invisible. I know you're not a ghost or anything. So I'll still give you money.
Yes?
And I won't say that your inn is haunted. I promise. I just need a place to stay before it gets too dark. Yeah, the nights are not too terrible. I almost kind of went snake there. Huh. The nights are not too... I can't do it, snake. Where's James? Why did James leave? James could do a snake. You ever have one of those times where you realize what a fucking waste of a human being you are? I'm fucking streaming to no one! And I'm talking to myself! Is that a... Maybe that's just a wanderer. I have a cape on, though. I'm gonna save. Just in case. That's what I thought.
What's the matter? Getting tired? Oh! This is the part where you fall down and bleed to death. I've fought mud crabs more fearsome than you. Show me what you got. Ha! This is the part. Oh. I'll send your bloody soul straight to Sodgard. This end. Whoa! That the best you can do? Die, damn you! Rah!
Yeah.
Ha! You'll never take me down. Die, damn you!
Ooh. Level 15. No wonder why that was a little bit difficult. actually really like the combat system now. Like, it seems like it was such a minor tweak that made it a huge fucking difference. Like, just making hits, making blocks more effective... Whoops. Sorry, bumped my mouse. Just making blocks more effective and hits more damaging suddenly, you know, makes this, makes it feel way more visceral, you know? Like, it does feel a little bit more Dark Souls-like, almost. Even though the combat's very, like, mechanically speaking, it's simple. You can just mash attacks, and then occasionally throw a power attack in there. But even still, seems to be a good balance between running and blocking. Now, I think part of that is also because I've opted for a low endurance character. I don't even have 100 points of health, and I think nearly every race starts off with 100 points of health. And I'm already level 8, so that just goes to show you, when I started this game, I started with a really low health. And for the record, this is Deschan's Dolls. That's the race. But I've modified its stats a little bit. Because by default, I don't think the stats were the type of stats that I want in my gameplay. They're a little bit overpowered. I mean, I know right now I maybe have one person who watches the archive of my streams, but, okay, yeah, that guy's big. Shit. But God forbid, if anyone actually does watch the stream and the archive of the stream and gets here and is like, wow, I'd like to play Oblivion, but I've never modded it before, then just ask. I can make a video tutorial on how to set this up. I mean, this graphics, all the graphics enhancing that I put into it, what the like, I can't help you with that. That's gonna be way too long of a tutorial, but don't worry, there's already, okay, this is, I think he broke my shield. There's actually already a couple of video tutorials out on how to set it up. So I could just link you that for the graphics, and then for the rest of the stuff, like if you wanted to create your own weapon mod like this, I can teach you how to do that. Or to adjust a race to your preference, a custom race. I mean, technically you could do it to any race too, but it's best not to edit vanilla races. I have to move around, swing my swords. There we go. I can teach you guys how to do that. I know how to mod Oblivion and create mods for it. Skyrim is like a more advanced Oblivion, really. And I was never able to really catch on to it. I'm sure I could if I tried. But I largely just downloaded the mods. I didn't actually create mods for Oblivion. Never tried. I have a dispel potion? Ah, fuck! I didn't watch my health. I want to regenerate my fatigue so I can cast that spell again. Oh gosh. There's a whole fight going on down here.
Let's get this over with.
Fuck, man. God. Okay. I have to be careful when I cast the Lux Maze spell. I don't have a lot of time with it. Where's my... Oh gosh, that is just going through my life. Fuck, man. This healer is OP as shit. Took my skeleton way too fucking long to get down here. Did I not get credit for that? Where the fuck is this person going? Whoa. Okay, Okay, well, I didn't get any experience for that, which kind of feels like bullshit. Well, maybe they have something good on them. I don't think so. Where's my torch? I don't like using torches because they actually run out pretty quick. Uh-oh.
That's the best you can do. What's the matter?
Fuck me. Let's see, let me use one of my potions of... Alright. Cool. Hey.
That's the best you can do. Take that. I'm on your side.
Okay. I got experience for killing that one. Oh, it's 30 pounds, is that... Whoa, it's worth a lot, though. I think it's worth carrying. What do I have on me that's weighing me down so much? Is it all these ingredients? I think it's all these ingredients. I need to go back to Anvil and get that house. The house is free. Oh, you know what? I forgot. I got, here we go. And it has as wide of a spread as my torch. So, 7. Go, 7. Oh, maybe not. I think that shield is better than my current shield. 10 points and 3. Oh, well, that's because its health is so low. Yeah, much better. So I can go ahead and just drop this because it's worthless. Let's go ahead and spend some ingredients. Let's use some of the ones that have a lot. That I have a lot of. Like flask. Okay, well I don't have a lot of things that actually mix with it. Well, so much for that idea. There should be... Where is... Oh, there's a word. Okay, wow. Zombie brain. else do we have? We have a lot of... a handful of Imp Gall, although I don't know if I have anything that actually can work with Imp Gall. Oh, perfect. Primrose leaves, anything here? Columbine root. How about a lavender sprig and a minotaur horn? Vipers, bugloss. Wormwood leaves. What can we do with those? Nothing! Alright. Peony seeds. I don't know how you say it. Peony? Peony? I don't know. Do that. That. See if that reduced some of my weight. Yeah, that got me almost 20 more pounds. I need gauntlets. You have a silver long. Is that better than mine? No. I was gonna say, why is there a silver longsword that has better stats, but I guess not. Okay, I actually thought 20 feet was about the length of a torch, but I guess not. This is fucking pathetic. Am I going the right way? No, that's... wait. No, that's to Bruma. I don't want to go to Bruma. Oh, hey. No, I don't have a heal spell. Oh, I guess you're gonna die, buddy. Oh, well. I don't have a heal target spell. I do think that's kind of silly. I think it's like this in Skyrim, too. I think you have to have a spell specific for healing target. You know, in my honest opinion, I feel like you should just get spell types, and then you should have different ways of casting it, instead of having a touch or self spell. I think it was kind of like that in Skyrim. I don't think there really was any quote-unquote touch type spells. Everything was target or self. But it still seems silly that you'd have to have a designated self-healing spell or a designated target healing spell when you have a spell that does the same thing, right? You would think if you had a spell that could heal, you should be able to cast it on yourself or on a target. Couldn't think of it though. That might just be a limitation of the number of buttons on a controller. Like, how would you... You'd need a... The way they handle it is so you'd... Well... How could you do that? I think there's a way you could do that with... Because you equip the spells almost like a weapon in Skyrim, right? Which means you don't... Here you have a weapon and a spell, right? But in Skyrim, you actually use the weapon... Is this an inn? Yes. You actually use the spell almost as your weapon, right? You equip it like a weapon. In that case, you have as many buttons as you would with a spell.
Hi there.
Still no news
Evening.
out of Elswell.
So that makes me wonder.
Are you well?
Strange business.
No, it's noisy
I
in
don't
here.
know how.
Lude the Dragon Lolly.
There's a bed of a sort. It ain't much, but it's up.
So wait, man, it's been a while since I've played Skyrim.
It said that eating taproot.
So in Skyrim, I think
Uh-huh.
What's the
I think
news
you could
in the
cast-
of Tamriel?
I think if you held the block button down while you had a spell equipped, maybe it did cast it on yourself. And then if you held the attack spell, you cast it at the target.
Not bad.
Heard any news from
No, because your block spell would
Nothing I'd like to talk
Hi
about.
there.
cast
Any
the
news? The
the left hand.
I've been reading Fundaments of Alchemy.
I hear you.
Wait, when did I rest to? Okay, yeah.
Any new books you can read?
It's been a while since I played Skyrim. Can't exactly remember how spells worked in it. I'm talking to myself, by the way, Mr. Redemption. I'm talking for the people who may probably not watch the archive of this stream. Lude the Dragon Lolly. I think that's my character. What I was just mumbling to myself about was, in Skyrim, it seems silly that you would have a spell, functionally speaking. Yeah, what the? Functionally speaking, it does the same thing. Like healing, for example. Okay. You have a spell that does healing. And it seems silly that you need an entirely new... You need to buy an entirely new spell to heal another person rather than yourself. Like, you have a spell of heal self to heal your own damage. Then you need to get a different spell to heal, like, your partner. That seems really silly. And I don't know why that would be. I feel like Skyrim had that, but it seems so... I don't know. Who cares? I don't know what Blood Games and Sam's Kitchen is. Skyrim, yeah, 0. Oh, wow, there we go. I can do some tactical leveling when this person shows up. Or they're not going to show up at all. I know you're around here. I see the poisoned fox. Where did it go? My skeleton knows. Trek, skeleton, trek! Woof woof! Oh. Oh boy. Better not be another video of him getting drunk with friends. That one was boring as shit. You killed my bear! I'll have your blood for this. Where are you running to? Get back here, fucker!
Am I supposed to be impressed?
Dickhead. Huh. Is that better? That is definitely better. Can I equip it, though? That is a question. I can! That doesn't... that doesn't match my armor, but that's okay. This silver sword is not worth anything. I will drop it. Uh-oh. My tablet went to sleep. I can't see the chat anymore. Yeah. So, in Oblivion, I kind of understand why you need to buy a spell of heal a target and have a spell of heal self. While in universe that doesn't make sense, but mechanically speaking, it makes sense. Well, not necessarily mechanically speaking. What is the word I'm looking for? Functionally speaking, it makes sense because of the way the game is set up. It has a designated magic button. And for the controller, this made sense, right? You only had one button to use magic, so that magic would always have to be cast on yourself or on the target, whatever the case is. But in Skyrim, I feel like since you actually equip the magic like a weapon, that it should be able to use the magic both on target and on self. But I can't remember if Skyrim actually did that or not, and I don't think it did, which seems kind of silly. I didn't need to use my tactical leveling, so fuck it. Let's just go ahead and level up now. Let's get a little more strength. I want to bump that up to 40, and that's where it's going to stop. 2 there, 1 there. 5 there. 2 there, 2 there. Okay. I want to get my fucking block up to 50. So just dump 5 points into that now. Get that up to 30. Get that up to 54. I don't think I need to level up sneak or security if I can level up. This leveling system in Oblivion? Well, this leveling system is actually a mod. This is Oblivion XP, where you just get generic experience until you level up, instead of waiting until you level up each individual skill. I prefer this so much more. You can actually specialize in something without forcing yourself to actually use it, right? Because I rarely use my alteration skills, or a lot of these skills, actually. I rarely use them, but I still need them to level up because I do use them. And I need to use them. But I just don't use them often. What do I want to level up? Let's get Conjuration is let's actually just do Alteration. We can do 5 points. That's fine. And I'm gonna go ahead and dump the Steam Summer Sale is coming up real soon. I think this week, at the end of this week, Friday, I think, is when the Steam Summer Sale starts. Oblivion already is $20 now, but when it's on sale, you can probably get it for dirt fucking cheap. So, yeah. Let's level up heavy armor, because I'm tired of moving slow in heavy armor. There are some quirks with it since it's such an old game, but what I'm playing here is a heavily modded game, mostly heavily modded in graphics. As far as gameplay goes, I haven't changed much. There's an overhaul system that changes enemy AI, enemy placement, and some other things like warring factions. Now Skyrim and the other places will invade. There's more enemy variety types, also better loot. So I have an overhaul, and then I have a combat enhancing mod that kind of makes it really more visceral. Someone in my stream earlier pointed out it's kind of like Dark Souls, and I know that comparison is pretty trite now and overused, but really it does kind of feel like it. It feels like a very light Dark Souls. Light Souls. So every combat encounter tends to be pretty intense. And then I have Oblivion XP, which, changes how I get experience points. And that's pretty much it for gameplay enhancements. Everything else is graphic enhancing, which I know you can't tell is because of the rainy weather, but, my character looks so pissed off right now. She is just angry. Anyways, because of the rainy weather, the draw distance isn't very far, but there's like, my draw distance is like twice as far with twice as much detail in it. So, yeah. And all this lovely grass. And these high resolution textures. I spent like 2 weeks fucking setting up my game. God, I need a new summon. This fucking level 1 summon that I have is so useless. That's probably not good. I think you might have done something wrong if it's just turning off on its own. Or something is messed up with your Windows installed. Oh my god, I need a new summon. I still hear combat music. I really want to build a new PC, to be honest. God, it's so tempting. I just got paid, and I, like, have the money to buy some new components. I was going to start with my graphics card, since that's not going to require... Since I could install a new graphics card without having to build a whole new system. I was tempted to go pick up the 1080 Ti. But I shouldn't do it. I really need to save that money because I need to... I'm still living in like an Airbnb house right now because of my situation, you know, moving to Japan and all that. And so I really need to save that money for, like, you know, stuff for moving out. Moving out in general, I need to save up for that. And also, you know, like a bed and a fridge and stuff like that. I shouldn't go buy computer parts. But God, I really want to. It's like, I have the money to go buy the 1080 Ti right now. And this 32 frames that I'm getting is gonna be gone.
What is it, citizen?
I've never had dust affect my computer that way, and trust me, I lived in Beijing. Dust built up like a motherfucker there. Because that's the shit that you breathe in. That's the fucking smog. Anyways, I've never had dust affect my system that way. And I leave the side panel off on my system too because it's a tiny little ITX computer, so it doesn't have very good airflow. Like, it's a really tiny box that has like a full-size graphics card in there, and yeah, and a full-size power supply too. Not like an ITX power supply, but a full ATX power supply in it. So, as you might imagine, airflow is pretty restricted inside of it. And I've never had that problem before. It might be your Windows install, or maybe something you've installed alongside Windows. You should check out your startup programs and see if there's anything that you're not familiar with. If there's anything you're not familiar with that's running, Google it and find out if it has any behaviors that you don't like, such as turning off your computer randomly. Oops. These wolves, when I first started streaming Oblivion earlier today, there was a pack of them near the Imperial City, and they fucked my shit up. So, let's prepare for possibly a long fight. Come at me, bro! Yeah, I did it. I haven't seen a virus since like fucking early 2000, man. I have to wait until there. I have a Dwemer sword now. Where did that go? There it is. This one wolf is fucking my shit up. God damn it! I could take on a pack of 4 of them, but this one. There. I don't have a virus protector either. I haven't used one in fucking ages, man. What I do have is Malwarebytes. I think the Pro version has like active computer monitoring, which is like a normal anti-malware system, but I don't have the Pro version. I have the free version, which only runs whenever you open it, and that's all I need. In recent years, Malwarebytes has sort of gotten a little bloated, but I guess it still does the job well enough, so that's been good enough for me. It's just browse safe sites, browse safely, don't be doing stupid things or going to weird sites, you know? And if you do go to a weird site, just do a little cleaning, do a little house cleaning afterwards. And don't click any weird links on that weird site. I want to go up there, but I don't. I just need to go to Shaden Hall. Let's just get to Shaden Hall. I'm almost there. Halfway. Well, torrenting's not a problem either, though, you know? I torrent a lot, too. You're not going to get a problem from that, again, as long as you torrent from trusted sources. Don't go to a weird source to get your torrents. Uh-huh, here comes a fucker. God, I hope it's not another one of those level 52 guys. Okay, he didn't kill my skeleton in one hit, so I assume he's not. I'll fuck your skeleton up! It's about browsing safe, man. Whatever you do, just go to trusted sites. If you torrent, go to trusted torrents. If you know, download stuff from like Mega or Mediafire, then download from trusted Mediafire sources. Trusted blogs and stuff like that. And if your computer is acting funny, typically if your computer is acting funny, it's probably not even a virus, to be honest. It's probably something else. One of your software is fucking with something. Typically running like a CCleaner and just powering off your system. Also cycling your power, draining the capacitors. Drain the capacitors of their electricity, and then restarting your computer after, you know, cleaning and defragging. If you have a hard drive, defrag. If you have a solid state drive, don't defrag. Then that usually clears up a lot of my weird problems. And if you don't know about the draining capacitors trick, then let me explain. You just hold down your power button for like 10-15 seconds. Why did I come to Shane? Oh yeah, the Mages Guild. Forgot why I came here.
Go ahead.
Oh, fighters. I remember the Mages Guild one. This is one you have to get the really heavy ring from the bottom of the well. Yeah. Although I think I've made all amulets and rings weigh nothing.
What is it, associate?
What do you want?
I'm Trayvon, the Red Guard, Mages Guild evoker. Surprised? Yes, you don't see many Red Guards in the Mages Guild. We don't much like spellcasters in Hammerfell. Wizards steal souls and tamper with minds. If you use magic, you're weak or wicked.
You know, I had
My
some
family didn't
weird
approve of
behaviors with my computer
so I
from
had to consider, though, for my
the actual grid
I admit,
itself.
I still have strong prejudices against necromancy,
Which you can't really
summoning, and illusion.
which you can't really do anything about, but like if your house's wiring is like really fucking shit and just doesn't have good power delivery, it can mess with your system too sometimes. I've never had it affect my system quite like the way you're describing, but it has created some weird behaviors of like whenever my system would go into hibernate mode, sometimes it would just automatically wake itself up.
Have a look around.
It's also made like my speakers make weird noises, like it would go very quietly, it'd make like a little, but it wasn't like picking up radio waves or anything like that. So that was a summoned scamp. I wonder if that's better than my fucking skeleton. Should get this heat shell, honestly, whenever I go into Oblivion Gates. It's a good idea. Other than that, I don't think any of this really means anything to me.
Thank you. You'll have to get one from Falcar if you...
Falcar.
If I paid you 20 gold to spend a night in the abandoned house, would you do it?
Not a chance.
Have you heard any word about the other provinces?
Rumor has it the Nerevarine has left Morrowind on an expedition to Akavir, and has not been heard from since.
It is not surprising, considering Morrowind's violent past. We can only hope the troubles subside quickly.
Take care.
Where is this person?
Well met, guildmate.
Good to see you.
I hear a new associate came to Tikius.
Man, talking about computers makes me just really want... I really want to build a new system. I've had this system for, I think, 3 or 4 years now. So, you know, it's definitely getting to the end of its life. It's still... Don't get me wrong. It's still in the upper end of capability.
What is it, associate? Don't tell me you're here for a recommendation.
The CPU is maybe... It's very... Actually, it's a very moderate machine. I should say that. It's not, like, super high-end. According to Steam stats, it's above the average user's computer, but not much above it. It's mostly wins in the above everyone else's computer fact because of my graphics card.
Don't waste my time if you're not ready for this. Are you prepared to do what is necessary to gain a recommendation from me? Very well. We shall see how prepared you actually are. There was a particular...
Again, I don't know if it's actually a hardware issue that you're having. I think it might be a software issue. You should take a look.
And managed to misplace it. If I didn't know better, I'd say he purposely tossed it down the well behind the guild hall. Why he would do such a thing is beyond me. You will retrieve this ring for me. Should you manage to do so, I shall consider sending a recommendation to the university. The well is locked, so you'll need the key. Dietzen should have a copy of it. Now get moving. Find someone else to bother, won't you?
Can I help? I'm Dietzen, magician. I can show you some new
Oops,
things.
not training. Sorry.
Don't tell me Falcar's given you the same task he gave Vidgun. Oh, dear, I'd say more, but... Well, Falcar is the ranking member here, and I don't feel comfortable talking about him. I'm sorry. I'll tell you what. Find me when Falcar's not around, and then we'll talk. After we've spoken, you can have the key. Believe me, this is important. Be careful, associate.
What? I think this guild is Alteration. I think Shane Hall is Alteration, but,
Erwin.
I don't remember how you
Good day.
do it. You can you can do it. I'll need to do that. Let me go ahead and quit out of Oblivion. Besides, I know soon it's going to crash anyways because it's gone. It's lasted an hour without crashing, so it's definitely going to crash at some point. So I'll go ahead and quit out of Oblivion and see if I can't figure out, if I can't remember how to access the Steam stats on your computer. Okay. So, open up Steam. Actually, hang on. I can show you this. What am I doing? I'm stupid. Alright. So, here's how you do it. So, here's your library tab. Go to Store. Don't click on it. Just go down to Stats. And then over here, Steam Hardware and Software Survey. Steam Hardware and Software Survey. And then here you go. So, you can check some information. And basically, here you go, right here. Here's the most popular system RAM 8 gigabyte. So I'm in this class. So you can just compare your stuff to this kind of information here. Go to Windows only. So, yep. So basically you can just compare this with other users. So there you go. You can see where your system ranks. It looks like I've kind of moved down. I think I'm now starting to hit the average user's computer since everyone else has been upgrading and my computer has remained the same. So I think I'm still probably barely above the average, but yeah. And I think that, again, that comes down to my graphics card, since it's a 780, not a 780 Ti, just regular GTX 780, but it's the EVGA Special Edition with 6 whole gigabytes of VRAM. Yeah! We didn't see that much VRAM in graphics cards until, well, the Titan existed at the time, so it had 6 gigabytes of VRAM. But we didn't have anything else with that much VRAM until the 10 series, I believe. I think, no, I don't think any of the 980s did. There might have been a special edition one like the 780 that had it, but by default, their normal configuration did not have more than 4 gigabytes of VRAM. So, my VRAM count was higher than the average. God, I need to clean my place up. It is fucking filthy. I should probably do that, actually. I should probably stop streaming and actually clean. I needed to do that this weekend anyways. I just loaded the game back up. I'll finish this quest. And then I'll stop the stream. So I can fucking clean up my place. Oh, right. I needed to wait for...
Don't you have somewhere else to be?
Good day. Don't tell... Oh, I'll tell you what.
Do I need to persuade you? No, you like me.
Thank you. How kind. As I've said, I just don't feel...
Alright, yeah.
Be careful, associate.
Greetings, guildmate.
I think I need to sleep until it's nighttime, I guess. I don't know.
I hope I can help. We can talk, so long as Falkar is out of earshot. If I didn't know any better, I'd say he's trying to get you killed. He gave poor Vidkun the same task, and we never saw him again. I'm reasonably sure there's a connection.
There's a
but
bug
I
on my
can't
desk.
prove
I
it.
just killed it. Fuck that bug.
Do be careful. I'd hate to lose another useful associate. Here's the key, and something extra. I don't know if it will be of use to you, but from what I've heard of Falkar's ring, it may come in handy. And if you find out anything about what happened to Vidkun, let me know, will you? Be careful, associate.
Do you have a Ryzen processor? No, Ryzen doesn't do 4.5 gigahertz, does it? It does normally around the normal Intel clock speed, right? So you don't have a Ryzen processor. 1,000 watts power supply. What in God's name are you doing with that much fucking power? That computer you built does not require that much fucking power. Oh my God, it's fucking dark in here. Alright, hang on, I have a water breathing potion. I know I know it's AMD because AMD is the only one that has 8-core processors, well, for a consumer, unless you spend thousands of dollars on a fucking Intel processor for 8 cores. But even then, Intel does not do 4.5 gigahertz out of the box in most cases. That much fucking future-proofing, though, is excessive. That's not the most efficient way. In fact, most components now are starting to use less power. Let's see, do I have... What do I have? Restore... No, I don't need restore strength. How much is my potion of feather? I only have a weak potion of feather. I know, I get the challenges that you're supposed to, you know, you're not supposed to just take everything with you, and that's the challenge. It's a heavy ring, but this is just such a fucking arbitrary quest. I don't care. Let me out! Where's... Let me out! It keeps popping up for just a second. Oh. Well, this is fucking irritating. That's one way of doing it. Man, you fucking dumped too much fucking into that computer. I don't know. The computer I want to build is maybe a little bit more modest than that. I would love to get a Ryzen CPU though. That's probably the and the 10. I guess 1080 Ti is not very modest. That's what I want. Ryzen and 1080 Ti. That right there, I think, is going to be one beefy combination. I need to talk to.
I'm Island.
Not you.
Good day.
I'm Magician. Farewell.
I need to talk to. Where's the fucking Argonian? That's who I need to talk to.
Oh,
You.
You're still alive. I was worried. I'm afraid some things have happened while you've been gone, Associate. It may affect your recommendation. Oh, just drop it anywhere. I don't think he really cared about it. I think it was some sort of sick joke on his part. I'll admit, it's my doing. I couldn't leave well enough alone. And after you'd left to go after that ring, well... I'm just so tired of the way we've all been treated by Falkar. I was worried about you and angry about Vidkun, so I confronted Falkar directly. He was furious when I told him I'd help you, and then when I threatened to report him to the Council of Mages, I thought he was going to kill me. He flew into a rage. I didn't even understand some of his ranting, but he said that our days are numbered, and then he stormed out. I don't know if he ever wrote your recommendation. I'm sorry. I didn't expect this to happen. Perhaps you should go look and see if he did write one. You should check his room in the living quarters. If you see the note or
To be fair,
it's unusual, let me
you know, if I'm gonna do a Ryzen CPU, which I don't know if I'm gonna go for their super top tier Ryzen CPU, but I think I'm still gonna go for the. I think they have like 4, right? They have like some low to mid range CPUs and then some high mid to high range CPUs, and I was thinking that high mid range CPU is the one that I want, which is still pretty expensive. It's a super powerful CPU, but still pretty expensive. Mix that with the really expensive 1080 Ti, and right there, I think it's gonna nearly, it's gonna push me pretty damn close to that 1600 mark, right? Like, I think my computer build that I'm planning might still run pretty close to that $1,600 mark. You know, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've never used fan controllers or LED controllers, and I'm, of all things, like, the least important part, I'm actually a little bit nervous about how to do those things, right? I don't know how to set up fan controllers or LED controllers, and I would like to in my next build. I'd like to set up that kind of stuff, but I've never done it before. I don't know what I need in my motherboard to set it up, since, you know, I've never done it. What place is the illusion? I think that's Leowin. Although, to be honest, I just want illusion for a light spell. I think I might just create my own light spell, because I think all the vanilla light spells in this game, beyond this fucking 20 feet that I have here, require a much higher level of illusion. And I don't want to level up illusion just so I can have better light skills. So I think I might just create one that has a lower requirement but a wider range. Well, I mean, to be fair, my computer case, since it's a tiny little ITX case, is kind of... You basically had the option of using a hard drive with a smaller GPU, or using an SSD and using a full-size hard drive. Well, I didn't have an SSD. I only had a standard 3.5-inch drive. So instead, I took a bunch of Velcro for two reasons. Not just to tie it to the top of my CD drive, not to just stick it there, but also to dampen the vibrations from the CD drive. So there's a lot of Velcro between the CD drive and the hard drive, the dampen vibration. So that way it doesn't fuck with my hard drive. Then, after I did that, I zip-tied it down, I took off the side panel, and using bread ties, tied an additional fan into the side of the case. Do I need like any splitters or anything? Or do they typically come with that? Usually my cooling options, because I never go with extreme builds that like need excessive amounts of fans. Usually the build itself, the motherboard itself can take care of all of the fans, so I never have to get like extra headers or anything like that. I'm just not so sure. Did I complete the quest? I don't remember. Yes, I did. I mean, at least with SSDs you can do that. They can just fucking hang anywhere. Just dangle around. Doesn't matter. Hard drives, you know, since it's mechanical, you gotta be careful with some of the things. But I think there's enough Velcro between the CD drive. I mean, I've done it. It's been like this for like 3 years now, right? And there's been no problems with the vibrations from the CD drive being transferred to the hard drive. So I assume my setup works just fine.
What is it, associate? Well met, guildmate.
Okay. I need to clean up my place. It is fucking disgusting. So, I enjoy talking to you about computers. Really, actually I do, because it makes me excited for my own build. And I'm fucking hyped to do it. I just don't have the money, and I probably won't do it for a long time from now. But, still, dreaming about it is fun. But, I need to go. I also have to poop really bad. So I'm gonna go poo, and then I'm gonna clean. So, thanks for joining. And I'll see you next time.